All right, so the last ones are just going to be kind of simple. Look at a graph and see why it is or why it isn't. So we're supposed to identify any input values other than the endpoints corresponding to places of discontinuity and or non-differentiability on the graphs. Explain why the functions are not continuous or not differentiable for these JT input values. All right, well, if we look at this one, this here point, which is at x equals 4, is a sharp corner, so not differentiable. Okay, because we can't do it, because what's going to happen is the slope coming this direction and the slope coming this direction are not going to be equal, and so therefore it's not going to have the same slope. So slope from the left is not equal to the slope coming from the right, basically. Okay. Now, what about this one? Well, this one is going to be one where um, it's not continuous, because, we come down here and all of a sudden we have the point up here. So it's not a continuous function. And because it's not continuous, it's not going to be a continuous function. I guess we should say at x equals 1. And so what happens is the limit is not going to equal in this case m of 1, because m of 1 is 2, but the limit is going to be, well, let's call it 1.5. So the limit is not going to equal the m of 1. So limit of m of t does not equal m of 1, because this is going to be 1.5 and this is going to be 2, and those are not equal. Okay. The next one, del employees. So what we're supposed to do is, for what input value is the line tangent to the graph not defined? Does the graph appear to be continuous at this input value? Explain. And why is the tangent line not defined at this input value? All right. So it looks like on the first one here, now maybe what we need to do is, let's go and see if we can hit full screen. It looks to me like we're coming up here, and at that point there, it looks like there might be some kind of a problem. And I think that's 7, that's 8. So at x equals 8, it looks like it's going to be a sharp corner. Now, it's hard to tell because the rest of it looks pretty smooth, but it looks like this is going up and this one looks like it should be coming down. And so I'm thinking that right there, that's the sharp corner there. And so there's not going to be a tangent line at that point. Okay, so it's not defined at x equals 8. Now, does the graph appear to be continuous? Yes, I think it does. You don't pick up your pencil, you can draw the whole graph. Okay. Now, why is it not defined at that point? Well, that's because it's the sharp corner. So basically our limit from left will not equal limit from the right. Okay. What about the next one? And it gives some information, but we're really just worried about the graph. What input value is the line tangent to the graph not defined? Well, it's not defined right there. So not defined at x equals 10, okay? And it's not continuous either. As there is a jump at x equals 10. And why isn't it not defined at that point? Because the limit is not going to be equal to the value there. So the limit of uh, right as not equal limit at or from the left. Because from the left, that's going to be our limit, and from the right, that's going to be our limit. So they're not the same, and so therefore the tangent line's not going to be defined at that point. Okay, what's the next one? That's all I have. So hopefully that will help you get through these exercises.